I'll call you if I think of anything else. Would you perhaps like to leave me a home number?
Hey everybody, what's going on? Back with a new book review. Before I jump into my book review, as you can notice behind me, I have my brand new bookshelf, bigger, more sturdier than my old one. I love it. It's bright, it takes up space, and now you actually can see more of my collection as I do my videos. So really happy to have that bookshelf. I have a bottom shelf on it that's still open, but I feel like that is going to be filled up by the end of summer. So I'll keep you updated on that. But today we are talking about book 1 in the Hannibal series, Red Dragon. Now I say book 1 because Red Dragon was the first published book by Thomas Harris. I still have to get to Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, and Hannibal Rising. I decided to start with Red Dragon because again it is start of publication order. The order will be Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, and then Hannibal Rising. So can't wait to get to those 3, but today we're going to be talking about Red Dragon. Now Red Dragon introduces Hannibal Lecter, but Hannibal doesn't really play a big part in the Red Dragon, but he plays a little snippet that plays into the plot of the story. Red Dragon is a psychological horror for those who don't know, and again Thomas Harris did a really good job with the imagery, and the way Harris describes his characters throughout Red Dragon is really well done, and I really enjoyed reading this throughout the whole story. Red Dragon is following former FBI profiler Will Graham. Graham comes out of retirement to find and try to hunt down the known serial killer known as the Tooth Fairy. Early in the book, the press and the FBI are calling him the Tooth Fairy, and again, this is not Hannibal Lecter who is the serial killer. This is a different serial killer they are trying to hunt down. Later throughout the book, he is then known as the Red Dragon, and again, the more specifics go into it, but I'm not going to give any spoilers, especially for those who have not read the Hannibal series. I highly recommend it. I've seen the movie, so I have a really good visual aid of what the characters look like, especially Hannibal. You know, Anthony Hopkins did an amazing job playing Hannibal Lecter, and again, I can't wait to get to the rest of the books in the series. The small role that Hannibal Lecter plays in the story has a very crucial role to it, and what Hannibal does actually is he's already in confinement. Hannibal Lecter is locked in a heavy institution. He's guarded really well. He's already incarcerated in this book, but again, once we get into the other stories, it's going to make more sense, especially for those who've seen the movie or read the books. They know. Again, I'm not going to give any spoilers. Graham is trying to profile this serial killer known as the Tooth Fairy, or later on as the Red Dragon. Hannibal Lecter gets involved in some case or another, but again, once he gets involved with it, it really changes the drastic part of the story. The pace and the intensity that Red Dragon follows after again Hannibal Lecter talks to Will Graham, it really picks up and it gets really intensified by what happens with the serial killer and what relates back to Hannibal Lecter. Again, there's a lot of puzzle pieces that are missing throughout the story. As the story progresses, the puzzle pieces start coming together and it makes a lot of sense. Again, Thomas Harris did an amazing job with this story. Harris was really smart to actually write the novels this way. Again, if you think of like Star Wars, for example, the way 4, 5, and 6 came out and then 1, 2, and 3 came out, it's kind of like this in a way. Again, Hannibal Lecter is already incarcerated and locked up in this mental institution, but again, once we get into books 2, 3, and 4 throughout the series, it gets more interesting when Hannibal actually plays a role and when they actually capture him. So again, stay tuned for those. I give Red Dragon 5 stars. It is a great way to start off the series. If you have not read Red Dragon, I highly recommend it. It's a thrilling ride all the way to the end, and again, the end has that twist and turns. If you've seen the movies, you already know what's going to be coming of the book. If you are a reader or a movie lover who loves to compare the movies to the books, the Hannibal series is one you want to be able to compare to the books and the movies with, so I highly recommend you read the books if you have not read them and if you've already seen the movies. Alright everyone, that is it. Book 1 is down. I'm going to get into Silence of the Lambs next, so stay tuned for that video. I'm very excited for that. Again, Silence of the Lambs might be my actual favorite movie out of the series, so let's see if it's actually going to be the favorite book out of the book series. Comment in the comments below if you've ever read or if you watched the Hannibal series. I really want to know because this series is a real gruesome and disturbing story. And like I always say, my friends, please read your book cover to cover. We'll see y'all later.